What up guys, it's the legendary gamer Kaiser here, and we're back with another review of Dragon Ball Z Super. This one's episode 103, and this is based on the whole Gohan story. Where we last left off, Brennan is very pissed at 17, calling him the Warrior of Darkness for eliminating her comrades. First, 17 interrupted their transformation. Now he eliminated two of the members of Universe 2. And then while she was doing this monologue about Universe, about how Android 17 is this evil war of darkness, and 17 kind of like plays along with her and says and introduces himself as Android 17 and says. And they went back and forth all dark, and before they started going fighting, which was a very look like they're evenly matched at this point. I wish I would have seen more of it, but we get to Goku and that yellow girl because uh once again Goku is being pushed back, not unable to fight. At this point, I'm starting to think all Saiyan's base forms are not really that strong compared to like. Basically, like Goku has to actually either need help or just or some a transformation to do with the fight. Like, and then he gets caught by Hell's Own Grenade, and of course Beerus, like everyone else, how to keep pointing out that Goku keeps letting his guard down every time. And I have no idea how many times he has done this at this point. Like, I've lost count. I mean, he has done it more time in this than any other time. Well, he gets caught in a Hell's Own Grenade until saved by 17, who does the android barrier and protects him. And that was an amazing teamwork. I gotta give Android 17 props about that. That was impressive. Before Goku jumps back to the offense and now be able to start over and not be caught in the blast wave, he takes the time to learn and basically traps her with her like a mini. Hosuke was like surrounded by four, but unable to move, and just blasts her. By also repeating, he just basically repeated 17's line in the same episode. Like he enjoyed learning from your new style, which is the same thing that 17 said in the last episode. I'm not sure if they're trying to go on that, but anyway, she gets pushed out almost to out of bound, but then Brienne, the Chateau, jumps in to save her and tries to protect her, but like 17 says, "Hey, you can jump off now and just it won't be a hassle." Until the Yard Rat shows up and saves them with the instant transmission, and Goku already recognizes him because it's the same thing he learned from his Yard after this Frieza saga. And then quickly cuts to like Champa saying like Goku's not the only person you should be worried about, and then it turns into Gohan and Piccolo as they meet up with Batamo. This is the part of the fight I just don't really like, because it just I don't know, it just feels like Batamo like left what he was before. Like, well, I know when he's like picked up and thrown, he's really helpless, but I just don't know how he would do it. How Goku with all those punches managed to lift him off the ground. So basically, we basically like seeing like a very long time of Gohan just punching Botamo's like stomach repeatedly, even doing those punch out or uppercuts like repeat all over. And basically, eventually, Botamo's like, all violence start to fight, and as Goku sees what Piccolo's up to, and Goku tells Piccolo that he's told him about Botamo's ability, and that Gohan might have already have a plan to take him out. Here's the part I don't get understanding. How would all those punches be able to lift him in the air? I thought punches just don't do anything. Like he doesn't flinch, he doesn't move, he just doesn't get phased by those punches, and yet he's being slowly lifted up. And while he's just walking his way to the edge of the ring. I don't really that part I really didn't like because just didn't make really sense. And also, Botamo could just basically stretch his arm out and just try to grab him instead of using those keybites. Like, he didn't actually hit him because of his position of his neck could not actually match it. Again, makes less sense, but I don't know. Then Champas keeps trying to try to stop him, do anything to get away, but for some reason, Batamo can't because his foot can't touch the ground. I just then his more he gets knocked up in the air and then they're coming out. I'm so basically if they're not touching the ground they become a bit lighter for some reason. I don't get it. Batamo's supposed to be tanking damage. I guess it has some effect. I'm not sure. It's kind of like this like weird game like a video game or something like. It's like Tekken. Like if you can like get him off the ground and start comboing him in midair, that's pretty how Batamo is. Eventually does a Kamehameha and just knocks him out. And I like the Batamo's like embarrassed. Like, like fatty. Huh. I like that. That's probably the funny thing Batamo probably did in that episode. It's just the rest of it just didn't make really sense. Like how could he be lifted up if punches don't really phase Batamo? So basically, you just watch like a very long time of the punches not really connecting, not really working. Then if somehow he gets lifted up and just knocked into the air, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how he got in the first place if he's so heavily grounded. Then Universe and then Jakul gets eliminated by the Yard Rat Genji. Pretty easy with just a key blast, and the two Brienne and her other maiden are like impressed and enjoying the whole like his work. And he gives like this heroic speech with really looks like those. And we only see him do like either instant transmission and blast. So I'm guessing he could be, he probably is strong. Like he said, like every maidens have knights, and I want to see more of him other than just like instant transmission. Maybe he has more to offer. But then Universe 10 is not looking good. That Kuss is really sad that they lost another one. I mean, and they're only down to two: Robalt and Obini. And they're kind of get a point. The Goasu is just giving up hope at the bar. But now Ramuzi, the elephant one, he says we still have two people. We know we can turn this around. I don't buy that. I know they're gonna get erased in the episode. I've predicted from yesterday they were going to get erased because they're already down to two people and right now it's gonna be Robolt and Ubinu versus Piccolo and Gohan. And I don't. Piccolo gets decked in the schnoz right away and just knocked all the way back. And then Obinu has his ability, which is similar to my shift, but which is like it separates in like the storing their energies. Gohan relies on the whole sensing of internal energy for his opponent to kind of, but it's messy with it, so he can't really find a counter for it. And he's getting like hit and knocked around back and forth, like unable to actually lay a finger on Obunin, which is a really cool ability. I like it. It's similar to my ship, but it's really cool. And Revolt is already pushing Pickle back, but he was finding random Keybass everywhere. Revolt thinks it's like, oh, you're desperate for an attack, and we all know what's the setup for the Hell's Grenade. And unlike the Maiden, it actually makes contact, just knocking Revolt out. And rules are rules. You have to get out of the ring and just knocks him out. And we're down to Ubuni. And Goasu is, after seeing Obuni in action, has a bit of more hope, as Chris pointed out. Maybe Obuni could clutch this whole thing and like save it. And of course, we know this is a Saiyan show, and we know that's not going to happen. So so Gohan was able to figure out, because once Obuni hit him, he just hits him back. That way he stops his attack once he makes contact. Which is important. He does take damage every time using it, but it's the best option he has left. And eventually they start going back and forth till Booney runs out of energy and starts to get body. So like without energy in his shift, he's getting knocked point. Fires a fake key blast and then Kamehameha out of the ring. Abuni seems like a hero, like more the hero than the story, because he respects his opponent. And he says he's fighting something that the same as Universe 7 is, that he'll do everything that he can to protect it. unfortunately, Boone gets eliminated, not before the Locky reveals his family. I feel this is more like a symbolism to, like, when Gohan looks at the Locky, it reminds him of what he's fighting for, like Videl and Pan. So, with Universe 10 gone, when Universe 10 Warriors dropped out, that means Universe 10's eliminated. But unlike Universe 9, I feel Universe 10 has a more of a sympathetic one, since Universe 9 is thought of to be like the jerks of all this. Universe 10 is more humble. Like, even when they're eliminated, they're like, they don't say anything, they have their heads down, and they're humbled about it, even after their elimination. And Go also says, at least you tried, man, and they get eliminated. I like Kuss the most. I really like Kuss. She's adorable, by the way. That she even feels sad. Unlike Mojito's gay drink ass, that he's like, he doesn't even care. He like, even smiles, but Kuss like feels sad. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna adopt her one day. I don't know, she's probably way older, but anyway, that's it. Gohan does feel like really sad, and anyway, that you see it's confused because it's relatable. Like, Obino was fighting for his family, like Gohan's fighting for Videl and Pan, and it comes down to like when you're fighting for, when both people are fighting someone, like they will do whatever it takes, and Gohan has to brush it off, but I don't think he would. As more universe, it becomes more like of a threat when like universes are getting destroyed. And everyone, even in Universe 9, doesn't matter if like they come out as jerks, they have to have families and that they're trying to protect. To see the universe get destroyed, that does impact a lot. Moscow's probably gonna brush us off like, it's just wasting time. He probably does that a lot. His not reviewing is really terrible. Like, you should just either me or someone else at the point. Anyway, that was episode 103. I didn't really like the baton part, but the whole like Ubuni and Gohan having to fight for what they were trying to protect is really, and it makes you more sympathetic when you was 10. And I loved Kuss was my favorite part in this episode. She was just adorable, and like she actually feels sad about losing her god destruction. The next episode, it looks like we see more Hit and that little like wannabe Beerus, a little skinny one, and another Prime Patrol. So basically, it's gonna be like either a trap, one that traps in one is like super speed, which will probably counteract Hit's time skip because of the speed factor. And we see Super Saiyan God return. I thought that form was only for ritual, but I guess it can still activate it somehow. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. Like, I don't know why you just go to blue. Like, you usually skip it to blue. They never actually go back to the middle one. So I don't know why they brought God back. Maybe it was something for popularity, marketing even. But I'm looking forward to that episode. It looks like Hit's in trouble. Goku gotta be careful about Hit. I mean, Hit could just turn around and want to, but I doubt Hit's like that. Like, maybe if you team with Toppo probably just attack, will blindside him because. But Hit and Goku have this rivalry, so I doubt that would happen. Stay tuned for an episode of 104. This is Kenan Kaiser, Legendary Gamer. And remember, I'm not OP, I'm just that good. See ya.
It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared.